98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
Good morning. It's 8:05, Mid-Columbia Today. It is a Monday, the 3rd of August. We embark on another week and another month. And it's smoky out there. And it's going to get smokier. With these east winds coming in, a reminder there's a fire weather watch in effect for tomorrow throughout the Columbia River Gorge. Let's be honest, we've been under a fire weather watch for 3 months in reality. So be very careful out there. Second half of the show, by the way, Hood River County Sheriff Joe, I'm going to say Joe Wampler. Boy, I'm going back years. Matt English. And also Joe Ives, Undersheriff, going to join us. And we're going to talk about search and rescue, but I may shift the subject a little bit to dealing with evacuation levels and how those decisions get made. I know there are a few evacuation levels now south of Parkdale in regards to the Grasshopper fire. So we'll probably discuss that with them a little later on here. But first, in the first part of the show, we have members of the Hood River High School Solar Storms team with us. You may remember about 5 or 6 weeks ago, we had them on, and they were getting ready to go to Texas to race the solar car. They're back, and it went well, so we will talk to them about the experience. Coming up here after we do our opening segment, which we'll get to right now, tell you about what this day has meant and what it means at least to some people. 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail from Spain on his first voyage that took him to present-day Americas. 1852, in America's first intercollegiate sporting event, Harvard rode past Yale to win the first Harvard-Yale regatta. It was not football or something like that. It was rowing. That was the first collegiate sport, supposedly. 1916, Irish-born British diplomat Roger Casement, a strong advocate of independence for Ireland, was hanged for treason. 1936, Jesse Owens of the U.S. won the first of his 4 gold medals at the Berlin Olympics as he took the 100 meters. 1972, the Senate ratified the anti-ballistic missile treaty between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. 1977, the Tandy Corporation introduced the TRS-80, one of the first widely available home computers. They cost about, a couple grand, and they pretty much were a word processor. For those of you who remember word processors, which I may not be all of you out there. Yes, it was a big breakthrough at the time. And it was a step toward what we have today. 1981, air traffic controllers went on strike seeking pay and workplace improvements. 2 days later, President Reagan fired them and barred them from federal employment. 2004, the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty opened to visitors for the first time since the 9/11 attacks. 2018, Las Vegas police said they were closing their investigation of the October 1st, 2017 shooting that left 58 people dead at a country music festival without a definitive answer for why Stephen Paddock unleashed gunfire from a hotel suite onto the concert crowd. 2019, on this day, a gunman opened fire at a Walmart in El Paso, resulting in the deaths of 23 people. 2021, New York State Attorney General said an investigation of Governor Andrew Cuomo found he had sexually harassed multiple current and former state government employees. The report brought increased pressure on Cuomo to resign, and he did so a week later. We don't have a lot of dates for today, but we can tell you that it's Airplane Crop Duster Day today. Something you really don't see around here anymore. And it's Clean Your Floors Day today. So apparently it's Chores Day. Actually, I had to do that a couple of weeks ago at my house. I was grabbed into that. It was on the first day I was on vacation also. Our food stuff today, it's Grab Some Nuts Day today. Doesn't matter what kind, peanuts, walnuts, cashews, almonds, whatever. You can just have them. And it's National Watermelon Day today. We're the watermelon time of year. It makes sense. And it may well be the watermelon you have is from Hermiston. It's down the road a bit, which is not a bad thing. So there it is, for what it's worth. Probably not a whole lot. 8:08 in the morning, we'll get rolling. Talk about the solar storms after this.
Is it that time? The difficult moment when you realize your parents need more help than you can provide. Hi, I'm Jackie from Hawks Ridge Assisted Living, and I want you to know you don't have to do this alone. We offer compassionate care, enriching activities, and a true sense of belonging. Your parents deserve to feel comfortable, supported, and valued every single day. Come take a tour, see how Hawks Ridge can be your extended family, providing the care and dignity your loved ones deserve. Hawks Ridge and Hood River, where care feels like home.
Hi, this is Nicole with McCoy Holliston Insurance, powered by Your Policy. We're honored to be recognized the best insurance agency in the Gorge 5 years running. This reflects the trust, loyalty, and long-term relationships we've built with our clients for nearly 80 years. At McCoy Holliston, we take pride in offering dependable guidance and personal service. Whether you need protection for your home, car, business, farm, or life, your trust means everything to us. Call us at McCoy Holliston Insurance, where relationships and service still come first.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And we're back. It's 8:11 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. As I mentioned at the outset of the program this morning, you may remember about 5 or 6 weeks ago, we had on a trio of students from the Hood River Valley High School Solar Storm Solar Car Team as they're preparing to head to Texas to race what they've been working on for a number of months. They're back. They had a good week and a half in Texas. Isabel Hewlin and Cohen Wagner and Sophia Mosqueda are with us. Good morning, all three of you.
Morning. Good morning.
And welcome back. You guys got back, I think, about a week ago or so, 10 days ago or so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Isabel, first of all, I'll start with you because you've been the team leader through all this. Mm-hmm. And tell us about, real quick, how this all got started and how you got to the point to be able to race a car.
Well, it was a long journey going from idea to actual creation. Mm-hmm. It started off when I wanted to build something that was crazy incredible and not just the normal off the book kind of let's build a robot thing. Yeah. I wanted to make something more. Mm. And so my cousin did this at one point, and I wanted to take it up after him. Mm-hmm. And I started a team. They got together and we started building. How many of you went to Texas, by the way? There were 11 students who went to Texas. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Isabel, you were here last time. Sophia, you were here last time. I'm trying to remember, what was your specialty out of all this?
I'm an electrical captain, so a lot of the wires and stuff.
Right.
You know.
And Cohen was not here. Cohen Wagner's also here, our third person here. He was not here the first time. What was your role in all this?
I'm mostly just an engineer. I do whatever needs to be done, Well,
so you were Mr. Fix-It.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's important. There was somebody around to do that. So I'm going to speed this up here, obviously, and get to heading to Texas. First of all, I assume you probably just have a trailer to get the car to Texas. Did you have to do any assembly when you got there? It was pretty much roll it out of the trailer and it was ready. Okay.
So the only thing that had to be folded out, if you will, is the array, because we made it really, really big.
Now explain what the array is here for people.
So the array is the part where we put all of the solar panels on it and then connect that to the car. But it was so big, it didn't fit in the trailer. We were like, how are we going to get this to Texas? So we made it foldable in order to be able to fit it in a trailer and take it to Texas.
Okay, well, so there was a little bit you had to assemble. Now, if I remember right, the first stage of all this, I think were you in Fort Worth initially? If I remember right?
Yep.
You were in Fort Worth. The first stage of this was the car had to go through some testing with first. Cohen, what took place during that one?
There were several different aspects that they tested. I think there were 9 stations? Seven stations. There was a braking test, a tilt test where they tilt our car to 45 degrees. Yeah. And a few others where they just test the durability of our car, the safety of our car, and compliance with the rules.
And how did that go?
It went quite well. We were, as a first-year team especially, we were the third team to finish that scrutineering process, and we did it on the second out of the 3 available days to do it.
Okay. Was there anything you had to do you mentioned it was on the second day is when you got through it. Was there anything you had to do to the car to get... Isabel's already laughing. What did you have to do to get through that process?
Okay, so Scrutineering is crazy hard sometimes for teams who don't plan ahead.
Okay.
We planned ahead, and still we had to adjust our windshield, which kind of broke.
Kind of broke?
Kind of broke.
I take it you couldn't call Safelite to get this done.
Yeah, and then we had to... lots of zip ties. Lots more
So
zip
many
ties
zip
to connect all the wires. We had to add a whole bunch more cushioning to make our car even safer because they didn't like how unsafe it was. So there was a lot of stuff that we had to do on the fly. Sometimes we did it while we were talking to the judges themselves.
Yeah.
Now, did you have an idea going there that the areas that were that were going to be problematic, so you were kind of like prepared to, okay, we kind of are ready for this to not make it through the initial inspection and what we're going to have to do?
For electrical, I remember like not having prepared schematics. We were like finishing them frantically like the day before, like, oh, we're missing this, oh, we're missing that. We're trying to like figure that out. But then we get there and they were honestly so much more lax about it than we thought they would be. We were like, oh, really? You're going to really let this pass? Like this, like...
Well, I would imagine the big part of it is because you're going to take these out onto roads, public roads. You had to be safe in some manner, and I imagine also the safety if you got into some sort of accident was critical in all this. So I imagine that was a big part of all this.
Yeah, because like I remember making a joke when we were in Texas about like, oh wow, it's Texas, the roads, Texan roads, but like we get there and it's like, wow, there's a lot of semis here, and like these people are kind of like crazy at driving. Like,
well, I'm not sure that makes Texas unique, to be honest. Having experienced driving a lot of places,
maybe like different apart from Hood River though, just because people here are pretty like they drive, they don't try to like pass you on the right.
Have you ever been to Seattle or Los Angeles? Is my next question.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so you get through I think you called it scrutineering.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like something out of the Disney playbook when I hear that. So now you're ready to roll on this. How does the race transpire? I know it was a 5-day event. What happens day one?
Well, day one, you get to this random parking lot, and all the teams arrive there at like 6 a.m. or whatever. Yeah. And we start the race at 9. There's a marching band. There's like there's a start line. There's a big speech beforehand.
Okay, it's like a lot of NASCAR races.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then you get in your cars and you wait until they say, all right, roll forward, and you get in this long line of all these solar cars.
I assume it's you were doing basically rally racing, which is,
kind of, but on real roads.
On real roads,
on the
rally races do use real roads.
Okay.
Another thing that probably is worth mentioning is like it's not just the car. Like that would be crazy dangerous. You have to be like sandwiched between your cars. Like so like one car that's a real car, and then your car, the like solar car, and then 2 other cars, in order for like it not being able to be like on like completely unprotected roads. Then that would be crazy.
Okay.
So it's like this giant little parade of like your cars get in line and then they let you go.
Okay, so you had kind of protector cars around
the
you?
lead car and the chase car, then chase 2, who was defense.
All right. How fast could your car go?
So we finally tested it out, and it got a top speed of 42 miles an hour with our main battery.
Okay.
But that's with draining a whole lot of energy.
All right.
And so we tried to drop it down so that we could go as much distance without draining that much. And so we were going averages of 20, 25, sometimes 30 on the downhills.
Okay, so you were... Yeah, so the point of the race wasn't necessarily to try to, quote, have the fastest time. Or I mean, imagine that was probably part of it. But there was, I assume, also an element of how many miles could you go effectively?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Economically. So, what was driving this like in this competition?
I mean, it very much depends what section of the road you are on. When I was driving, we got onto the shoulder a lot. It was very bumpy, especially considering one of the things I thought might not pass scrutineering was the fact that our seat did not have padding for our backs. Like, we kind of just had like a seat rest below you, but the back you kind of just leaned against.
So why didn't you put padding on the seat? I would have thought about that early on in this.
It's a special carbon fiber seat that was donated to us from Applied Aerospace and Engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was built for kind of the racing sort of.
Yes, it was.
So that was one of the challenges, obviously. So over the 5 days that you raced, along with the roads themselves and the traffic, what were some of the challenges you had to overcome?
Ooh, okay. So obviously, when you're looking at your cars, right, what's one of the most important things other than like the engine has to be like the battery. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if your battery isn't working, you kind of have a problem.
The car doesn't go. At that point. So did the battery fail at some point?
Yeah, that was actually like during the second day, I think it was like near the end, we had some like huge overvoltage, which to explain, it just means like you have a huge inrush of energy coming through your system that is just not made for it. So our battery, it has cells, right? 16 of them. 2 of them got completely damaged, which completely rendered our battery basically toast. So
I take it you then had to fix that probably overnight.
Yeah, and actually not even overnight because the cars, you can't touch them at night.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just early in the morning and like really late at night. We were just like rushing to figure out like can we save this battery? Spoiler alert, we couldn't.
Okay.
And we had to replace it with like half of the capacity. So like 2 little batteries. And we actually got fined like 50 miles that they took away from our like amount we could drive that day. So basically we couldn't drive the next day because we had like a battery we haven't tested that we had to replace, and it was like really tense and like it was really nerve-wracking.
Was that maybe the toughest point where you thought you weren't going to finish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but you were able to, I take it got passed eventually.
Yeah. It was on the third day we like finally figured like, oh, let's just take the penalty and just
go. And
that's going to have to be our thing. Yeah. And we ended up just having fun that day, and we went through like a drive-through. And
did NASCAR, I mean, did you go through this? I mean, did it really impact performance much afterwards of the vehicle?
The funny thing is, with the half the capacity, it made it lighter.
Okay.
And so you could suddenly travel further than you used to be able to with this giant battery. The only problem was you have to charge way more often.
Which I imagine then took down really the mileage, the speed you could go also at that point, just based on what you mentioned earlier. You could top it at 42, but you were draining it so quickly.
Yeah, but not as quickly as if you had the other battery.
Okay.
So you could travel faster, and it turned out it was a bit more reliable in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah.
So then that leaves 2 more days to go, 4 and 5. How did that go?
Well, the 4th day, it was all right.
We're still trying to adjust to these new batteries, because they were a totally different type of battery. They were like our backup. No one thought the battery would ever die.
In fact,
of course, that's the one that died.
Well, yeah.
In fact, we buried it at the very back of our car, so we had to fish it out from the very, very, like it was such an afterthought. Like I almost didn't pack them.
Yeah.
Wow.
But luckily we had it. 4th day, we were trying to figure out all the little nuances that are different with this battery, which was fun. But the 5th day, we finally figured it out. And that was the first day we drove all of the available miles.
How many miles was that?
Which was 115 miles.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
115.
In one day. And it was awesome.
Now, the experience of these issues, I think this is not just, I think this is high school, but I think you also have college students involved in terms of not your team, but in this competition. There's different divisions, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. I guess, is it common? I imagine part of the experience is this, isn't it? To go through these problems?
Yes.
For sure.
Because what I'm advancing to is, you guys came home with a trophy out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got 3rd place overall in our division. And yeah.
What was your division? Who are your, is it similar high school teams?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There were,
we were in the classic division,
okay,
which is for 1st and 2nd year teams, for a single-seater car with solar panels on top, pretty much, was the basic rules. And there were there was one other team that was brand new to this, and 2 others who had experience and knew what they were doing.
Okay.
So,
but you finished third in this.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys? What do you take away? What did you really take away from this? You learned, or just, and I mean not necessarily about engineering, but just going through a challenge like this.
There's so many things that could go wrong, and like half of them you really don't know are gonna happen. So, like for example, to bring back the battery filling, like you asked me before we would have left, I would have told you I'm not even gonna pack them. Like in fact, I was like ready to not pack those batteries because I just did not believe that was gonna happen.
Colin?
I believe those the challenges we faced definitely built more like trust in our team, like because I know barely anything about the electrical, so I had to trust Sophia and our other electrical that they would be able to fix the problem. Yeah.
So now, Isabel, I think you're graduated, right?
I'll be graduating next year.
Okay, so
I'm
you're
a
back.
senior this year.
You're back next year. Cohen, are you back? What grade are you?
Yes, sir. I just finished sophomore year.
Okay, and I think you were just a freshman.
Yeah, I just finished freshman year.
Okay, then I'm going to ask all 3 of you. Are you doing it again?
Obviously.
I so am.
Yes, sir.
So I take it you mentioned you were in a classic division, which kind of 4 new type teams. I guess you'd still be a new team under that format.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm sure you guys are already thinking about, okay, what can we do this time? What's kind of cranking around in the mind here a little bit about how is it just simply make some improvements, or is there some things you learned that you go, okay, we can build differently?
We learned a lot, and I definitely think our next improvement is making it as light as possible.
Yeah, that's actually
That's going to
exactly
be
what I
our
was gonna
next
say.
improvement.
Which, by the way, if I asked any race car team at any level, that's exactly what they'd answer.
Oh yeah. Yep. We're learning. We're learning.
You get it, but a tremendous accomplishment, you guys, to do that, and you still have the website, I believe. People want to go and check it out, because I would imagine you guys will be raising money now for next year's effort.
Oh yeah.
You guys have the bug now too. I can tell. It's like now you want to get the first place trophy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
my gosh, the first place trophies were like literally half my height. Like, and that's totally random, but that's what I noticed first because they were huge.
Well, I will note Sophia is not the tallest person in the room, but having said that, it's still a big trophy. Congratulations to all 3 of you.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you guys out there again next summer and doing that. I know you guys will be back in the shops out there at HRV and working
As
pretty
soon
hard.
as possible.
And if anyone wants to join, we're open to new team members.
Okay, and that's a good question because we've got parents out there whose kids are, especially the kids who've gone through the robotics programs. I think you said you did some of that. I mean, probably all of you in some manner, some STEM programs. If someone, especially maybe for the incoming kids, would like to do this, they've got a little bit of a knack for it. We should point out you guys are serious about this. I mean, this you guys want to win. But if they want to get involved, how do they do it?
Well, we're going to have the club fair at HRV, and if you see a huge car that has solar panels on top and is kind of taking up a lot of space, I mean, I don't know if there's another car team at school, but it's pretty safe to assume that's us.
I would think that the solar panels would be the giveaway,
Yeah.
admittedly.
Yeah. Come check us out. We also might be down at First Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay.
Are we? Oh,
Well, that's right.
cool.
The Classic Car Show is this Friday down there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
They ought to just invite you guys to be there. But Isabel, Cohen, and Sophia, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing this
No
again.
problem. Thank you.
We'll bring you back for next year before you go out to Texas again, and we'll learn about what you guys have done differently.
All right.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sounds great.
Can't
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're at 8:29. We'll come back. Well, Matt English, Hood River County Sheriff, here in a few minutes. We'll have the news next on MCT.
Let Asset, Advanced Security and Electrical Technology, introduce you to the cloud. No, not that kind of cloud. Cloud-based security systems. Do you know what the cloud is? To be honest, I'm just an announcer. I don't either. But the people at Asset, they're total experts. Cloud cameras, cloud access control, cloud intrusion alarms. How does this benefit you? It'll centralize data security, eliminate the need for on-premises infrastructure, make backup and recovery easier, and a whole lot more. Asset isn't a 1-800 number place that you call. They're a local company. They live here too. And if you need video surveillance, access control, fire alarms, you name it, Asset will help create it and install a security solution that's perfect for you, including cloud-based security. Asset, your local connection to the cloud. Just not that kind of cloud. To find out more, visit asetinc.com and stay local. Asset, advanced security and electrical technology.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the gorgeous local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
It is now 8:31 in the morning. Quick check of news. Firefighters continue battling the grasshopper fire, which has now burned more than 30,700 acres and remains 0% contained. More than 850 personnel assigned to that fire. Crews made progress Sunday along the southern edge, where containment lines held despite stronger winds. Air tankers and ground crews also contained a spot fire northeast of the main fire near Ty Creek. Fire officials say the historic Flag Point Lookout destroyed by the fire as it advanced on the northern perimeter. Fire officials, and we've just mentioned here, has confirmed that destruction took place. That lookout had been a key part of the Mountain National Forest wildfire detection system for decades. The original tower, built in 1924, the current structure constructed in 1973. It was staffed each summer to help spot wildfires across the forest. 32 wildfires burning across Oregon. One of the newest, the Round Butte Fire, which started Saturday about 10 miles northwest of Madras, just east of the Bench Fire. By Sunday, it had grown to 1,039 acres. It was 7% contained. More than 80 people evacuated. 80 homes and other buildings remain threatened. Wildfires in eastern Washington have forced about 60,000 people to evacuate in the Spokane area and destroyed at least 600 homes, businesses, and other buildings. The fires have burned more than 8 square miles along Washington's second largest city and are among dozens of wildfires stretching firefighting resources across the West. And a veterinary hospital in the Dalles is suing an animal health technology company, claiming an artificial intelligence tool misdiagnosed a dog's cancer and contributed to the animal's death. The Oregonian Oregon Live reports Columbia Veterinary Hospital filed the lawsuit in Wasco County Court against Zoetis Incorporated, alleging the company's VetScan Imagist AI system failed to accurately identify a cancerous tumor and violated Oregon consumer protection laws. Current temperatures at this time. We can tell you that it's 59 in Stevenson, 58 in the Dalles, 58 in Hood River. Hood River County Sheriff Matt English and Undersheriff Joel Ives are coming up next.
Hey, it's Zach from Del Carpino Automotive, where we specialize in keeping European rides happy. Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and even those tall Sprinter vans that look like hotels on wheels. We know them inside and out. And if you're wondering where we went, we didn't go far. We're just now 5 minutes from our old shop in our brand new location in the Upper Hood River. Same trusted crew, more space, and the same honest, family-owned service. Come see us at Del Carpino Automotive. European expertise and Columbia Gorge roots.
Hello, I'm Hood River Mayor Paul Blackburn. Over the past months, Hood River City Council has spent a lot of time listening to our community. We've reviewed survey results, hosted public meetings, and considered options to address 2 important community needs: an outdated police facility and housing affordability. After all that work and public input, City Council has referred 2 bond measures this November. In the months ahead, you'll hear more about each measure and what's included. We encourage everyone to stay informed, learn the facts, and be part of the conversation.
Did you know Skyline Health in White Salmon has its very own sports medicine doc superstar? That's right, Dr. Ryan Petering trained at OHSU, cared for professional Nike athletes, and even spent more than 15 years teaching other doctors how it's done. From sporting injuries to arthritis, he's here to help you move better, feel stronger, and keep doing the things you love. Want to live life to its fullest? Step right up and visit myskylinehealth.org. Skyline Health, world-class care right here at home.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And we're back. It's 8:35 in the morning. Happy to have with us Hood River County Sheriff Matt English and Undersheriff Joel Ives have joined us this morning. Good morning to both of you gentlemen. Thanks for coming in, because I know it's really busy out there for you guys right now.
Yeah, you bet. Good morning.
We were going to talk search and rescue initially, but I think we're going to start out talking about evacuations and fire here real quick. And right now for the southern part of Hood River County, Matt, south of Parkdale, the grasshopper fire has been certainly a source of concern. A lot of the evacuations that we tend to have talked about in the news have tended to be about Wasco County because of the actual communities that are threatened there by that fire. but this is becoming more of an issue for Hood River County, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in the next few days, through at least mid-Wednesday, we're really going to probably get tested on the west side of the fire in Hood River County. We do have a level 3 evacuation in place. It's really just for some heavily forested areas and wilderness area. We did that in the event that there were people out there recreating, and did that notification during the fair. Yeah. And so that's been in place since the beginning of the fire. But Joel and I have worked on additional evacuation zones if necessary, and then we have what are called trigger points. So if the fire gets to a certain location, we will be notified by fire command, and then we will start increasing evacuation levels. So I think in the next couple days, we're looking at potential push to the west, potentially close to Highway 35 into that Badger Lake area, and then it's not very far from Highway 35, and then we could see a little more north pushing.
I think you've got level 1, if I remember right, Joel, I think for Cooper Spur area as well.
Yeah, so we, spreading out from our level 3 area, we've got a couple of level 2s. So to the west, we've got Elk Mountain, and to the north, the Mill Creek Buttes area. Those are both level 2. Still really no structures or population there. Right. Still heavily more recreators. And then we've got level 1s into Cooper Spur and the upper Parkdale area. And that's kind of how things sit right now.
Yeah. So again, really not into populated areas at this point. But I know, Matt, you've always been over the years, I learned from dating back to the Eagle Creek fire. You're, I will say, conservative on this in that if you have any worries, you'll go to level 1.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And frankly, we were talking off air. Yeah. We should all be in level 1.
Yeah, there is a reality that this. It's been level 1 for months now at this point.
Yeah, it's a really dry year. Fire conditions are scary. I mentioned to you that I was on a forest fire in Hood River on June 1st, or right around the beginning of June, and firefighters said they were seeing August conditions. So, we're definitely not out of this. Our fire season generally starts in August, September. So we've already seen a couple million acres in Oregon burn, and this fire in our county is a big fire.
I take it the worry is with the wind shift to the east and northeast is a push north toward the Parkdale area.
Potentially, or potentially due east, like towards Mount Hood Meadows. And so, there's some concerns there because that area is still utilized heavily for recreation and different events. They had an event at Meadows this weekend that they had to cut short because of smoke on one of the days. So.
Yeah, we probably should go how you get evacuation levels out. We try to get them out, obviously, when you issue them, particularly in populated areas. But you've got a system for people, if they don't have it, they probably should sign up for.
Yeah, so, the Everbridge system through the Citizen Alerts is one of the primary ways that we push information out. If people sign up for that, they can get alerts for their area. We push out on social media the evacuation levels and maps. For this year, we have started using the Perimeter Map program, which is a fantastic resource. That's where all of our maps get published. And so people, if they go to perimetermap.com/hood-river, it drops them right into our county. They can see the evacuation levels, and that's going to always have the most up-to-date information from us. And that information also, feeds over into other sites that people typically go to for information. But that's where we're posting all our stuff.
I think some people would be interested, especially those who live in those fire-prone areas, that as a sheriff, Matt, when you go through these decision-makings, and I've dealt with you and Lane McGill a lot on these, you do try to use certain time periods, don't you, as far as trying to, when you're going to update people. I know, because I think you and I both know, if you're affected by one of these, people want to know an update every 5 minutes. And the reality is that doesn't happen. You try to kind of go on time cycles, don't you? Like maybe every 12, 24 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it's really dependent. This is really a collaboration where we're working with the fire behavior experts, and we're working with Incident Command on these fires, and absolutely want to give people as much notice as possible. That we don't want to get caught, with a fast-moving fire and somebody doesn't have enough time.
And that gets flipping the other way. Why I think sometimes people wonder, well, why aren't they making a change or something? You've got weather conditions you're thinking about, like the wind that's coming up here.
Right. It's most of this fire has really been impacting populated areas in Wasco County, but.
Right.
Just like we saw in Eagle Creek, that first day or so, we had issues. We were concerned about Cascade Locks, but then it pushed with that east wind. It pushed a mile an hour to the west into Multnomah County hard, and then later it became our problem.
Yeah.
It's all wind driven. It's terrain driven.
And also the outdoor recreation, people being in those areas, that kind of adds the complexity of this, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. And we've started through the Everbridge system, which you can sign up for. The easiest way, honestly, is to go to ORAlerts, ORALERTS.gov, and you can access every county there. But we have the ability to push out these WIA alerts. So if you've ever had an Amber Alert on your phone, WIA is Wireless Emergency Alert. And so we've actually done that in that level 3 zone so that if somebody is in that area that isn't signed up with Hood River County, they're going to get that alert.
Okay, to try to spread that out.
Absolutely.
And I bring up the recreation part of this because we were going to talk search and rescue, so I'll go there here. And Matt, you're telling me you had a busy weekend. Actually, I think there's a fatality involved here.
There was. Unfortunately, we had a fatality at Eagle Creek. And we've had a handful of fatalities this summer. We had one at Mitchell Point last month, I believe. But lots of people out and about, and it's 99% of the time it's tourists, it's people that are visiting here. And so we had 2 going at the same time, and they were on opposite sides of the county. One at Eagle Creek, and then one on the Timberline Trail. Both of them required medical.
On the Eagle Creek one, how much can you tell us about with this one, with the fatality that's involved here? What were the circumstances?
I don't have all of the information yet, but essentially, it was a fall.
Okay.
There's some pretty dangerous parts of that trail, and there's that cable line and parts of it where we've got steep falls, and it sounds like it was a fall that was probably 50, 80 feet, and it was fatal.
Ugh. I take it with with search and rescue, a lot of these are happening, Joel, with people who, Matt mentioned, tourists, the people who just don't realize how difficult the terrain is out there.
Yeah, for sure. I know that we have people out there trying to educate as much as possible, but when you're just driving down the gorge and you see what looks like a nice trail and you hear that there's a waterfall up there and you just pull off and decide to go for a hike and you're just not prepared, it's problematic.
I say, do some of these people think that it's a trail when really it isn't?
It's certainly possible, yeah. I mean, we saw even, kind of connecting back to fire behavior, with the Eagle Creek fire,
right.
There was a heavy search and rescue component to that because of how many people were up trail,
right.
And how many of them were entirely unprepared. They were in flip-flops and T-shirts, and for what actually ended up happening, they just weren't ready for that.
I guess one of the messages here is, if you are going out in our backcountry trails, you've got to be prepared for anything that could happen.
Yeah, it really is a good idea to be prepared minimally for one overnight, just in case, because who knows what can happen.
And I would assume, as much as people, we get so dependent on these mobile devices here, the cell phones, and they've been certainly assisted you guys in some cases, but there's also reality that they may not be helpful to somebody if they are not prepared. Your phone may not have signal.
Certainly.
Out of that.
Yeah, certainly. And I think the phone sets an expectation for people that help is right there, that it's just, pick up the phone and help's going to come. It still takes time to get people to you. We have to find out where you are. It's not as easy as that.
Well, and also you've got the safety of the rescuers also to keep in mind here in many cases. I mean, you mentioned some of the places where you've had to go. I think especially when you're on Mount Hood, sometimes it's because of some natural feature that was dangerous. Well, it's just as dangerous for those climbers. I mean, the crag rats are incredibly skilled and talented and courageous to go out and do what they do, but we want to keep them safe.
Of course.
At the same time, and keep everybody together on that. And Matt, then there's also, to be unfortunate, because I don't know if you're going to be at the meeting today at 3 o'clock, the work session, but there is a budget issue with search and rescue still at this point. I doubt it's changed or probably has gotten worse.
Yeah, I mean, there's a budget issue across the board.
Yes, there is. Yes, that'll be a subject of many shows, yes. I have a feeling, over the next 6 months or so.
Yeah. No, I will be both of us will be at that 3 o'clock meeting today. But, yeah, in Hood River County, search and rescue is a sheriff mandate. It's a statutory mandate of all sheriffs. And our only funding in Hood River County comes from part of Secure Rural Schools, which is a federal program. The Title III piece of that, which is feast or famine sometimes, and then from donations. And that we don't get any general fund money in search and rescue, but we have to do it, and we're usually about the 5th highest in the state.
I just out of curiosity, I think I know it's a big number, but how much of your search and rescue is taking place on national forest lands?
It's a rarity that we're not. It's a rarity that we're not.
I mean, I knew that answer, but I want to get that out there for people.
Yeah, I mean, it's this county is 68% U.S. Forest Service and 75% public lands. So we're, I think, 4th most public lands in the state of Oregon, and so it's heavily recreated. It's I hate it when we're referred to as Portland's playground, but that's the reality.
Yeah, that's just what.
Yeah,
really, your issues are the same as we had last year's Summer Shire on Skamania County Sheriff. It's the same issue.
Yeah,
essentially.
Absolutely. In fact, I just met with Sheriff Shire last week, and we were talking, the impacts of all the people in the gorge and trying to get people out if we had an emergency because of our roadways. It was a discussion about roadways and about the impacts of 84 and Highway 14 and the bridges. And
we had that with our new emergency management director the other day when she was on the show about trying to find some way when Hood River gets jammed up when there's any disruption on I-84 in some manner.
Yeah. Katie Skakel. Yeah, she works for the sheriff's office, and so she and I met with Skamania County officials, their new emergency manager, because Barb Ayers just retired, and then with the sheriff, and it's an issue. We've been working with ODOT. We've been working with our partners. We saw it in Rowena fire. We saw it when the Moja train derailed, and what I think that was 2015, and so it happens in an instant.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean that Rowena fire. I remember the 2 hours that thing started. You couldn't get information on quick enough.
No,
just couldn't do it.
And you couldn't move. No, and that's talking with ODOT. You look at like exit 64. This time of year, you could see days where you're having over 50,000 cars in a day. I mean, this is a small community, right? But we've got that much traffic. It is significant. I think they're averaging over 35,000 year-round through 64.
Coming out at exit 64, which is... I don't pay attention to
the bridge exit.
The bridge exit. I admit I don't pay attention to the numbers here because I just lived here for now.
Absolutely,
as long as I have.
Yeah, but I mean, think 20 years ago. It's you can see the you can see the increase. You can see there's more traffic snarl, and
this curls back into evacuation levels. I know during the Eagle Creek fire, I'm not sure we learned as much as I just remember Channel 8 made not a good headline on the story that you were prepared to evacuate the whole county, and it was like I was like interpreted. Oh, the county's got to evacuate during this fire, when it was just more you have a grid, basically a plan for if this is where we're going.
Absolutely, and that's that's what we were working on this weekend, because it really depends where the fire is, what directions it's moving. So we're looking at zones. We can see how many people are in them, and we have the whole county gridded out.
Right.
Yeah.
So and that I'm sure is helping right now, actually, in this one, because I would imagine with the Grasshopper fire, because of the nature of where it is right now, I would imagine it's challenging. It's always challenging to get notification, but you're dealing with such different terrain, and those who might be out there are so spread out that it's difficult to go on certainly be difficult to go on a road by road basis on this. You have to have that initial plan to be able to so you're not doing this on the fly.
Right. Well, it's we're talking about the difference between recreators and actual residents, right? When you get into that way South County area, Cooper Spur, there's not really that many roads where there's residences on, so we can go road by road. That's not a big deal. But if you're talking forest roads and recreators, that's a whole other ballgame because we don't really know where they are.
Right.
They're just out there somewhere.
I would take it right now probably isn't a real good time to go out in the backcountry of the southern part of Hood River County right now.
Certainly not. And I don't think that many people would get out there and, start to experience the smoke that's up there and really feel like that's where they want to be out hiking or mountain biking or whatever.
Yeah, we have been, because of wind patterns, we're really just now getting smoke in the populated part of Hood River County. Not just from that fire. We're getting it from various fires, obviously. But I imagine because both of you guys have been down in that area. I mean, what is the smoke like down there right now?
Yeah, I actually drove through yesterday. I drove through Central Oregon and up in. Usually, Central Oregon can be socked in. It was pretty good till you got to Jefferson County. They've got that fire you mentioned. I think it's Round Butte or whatever it's called.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah,
and it was pumping out a lot of smoke yesterday, and then you could see grasshopper smoke. Definitely in Central Oregon, really sitting over the southern end of Hood River County. It was a little bit smoky going through 35. But, I think we're really going to start to see it at least in that upper part of the valley if that wind does shift over the next 48 hours.
Yeah, which we're expecting. We're going to see east winds for that time period. So, and that's usually the most dangerous time. The east winds, the temperatures tend to be elevated at that point, and
low humidity.
Everything is... It's a fire weather watch for a reason.
Yes.
It is. Hood River County Sheriff Ben English and Undersheriff Joel Ives, thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You guys are busy. We'll be probably talking here quite a bit down the road here over the next little while. 8:53, we'll come back and wrap it up for you after this.
Hi, this is Michelle from Hood River Supply. Not only are we Hood River's go-to for hardware, supplies, rentals, and more, we're also your local stop to fuel up and hit the road. Our Cenex Roadmaster XL Premium Diesel Fuel and Cenex Maxtron Diesel Engine Oil work together to deliver power, performance, and protection for your cars, trucks, and hardworking equipment. Drive farther, run stronger, trust the fuel and products built to keep you moving. Available at Hood River Supply on the Heights and in Odell, your co-op store.
Looking for high-quality prints without the high price? At Bonds Printing, we make it easy and affordable to get the copies and digital prints you need. From black and white documents to vibrant full-color prints, we deliver fast turnaround and unbeatable value. Need flyers, reports, or presentations? We've got you covered without breaking your budget. Come see why more people are choosing Bonds Printing for reliable service, great prints, even better prices. Bonds Printing, 308 Union, The Dalles.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive.
And it is now 8:56 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. Here's what we got going on the rest of the week. We got a full boat on the program. Tuesday, Cindy Thiemann, Hood River Watershed Group, will join us. Plus, we'll talk with Youth Think of Wasco County's Debbie Jones. Mike Shen, Families in the Park, is coming up. We'll talk about that series. It's going to start Thursday evening at Jackson Park in Hood River. Plus, we're going to talk to Amanda Lawrence from the Next Door about their 55th anniversary for that organization. Thursday, Cruise the Gorge. We're going to have folks from that event coming up in the Dalles over the weekend. We'll talk about what they've got planned once again. Plus, we are going to talk OSU Extension as well. Leah Lowe, I believe, is supposed to be with us from Wasco County, which means we'll talk Wasco County 4-H and Fair. Friday, Dr. Mike Foss, Alpine Veterinary, is going to join us to talk animals on the show next. So we are full up for the entirety of the week on MCT. Thanks to our guests for coming in, obviously, this morning, especially to Matt and Joel, because they told me they're headed to Ty Valley right now for a meeting on evacuation levels for that grasshopper fire down there. So, as he said, the next couple days are going to be critical on that one because of the shift of the fire, east winds, northeast winds. They're being forecast, and it's interesting. And again, this gets you're in a different area, obviously, with the river compared to the lands down in the southern part of the county, because you're not seeing as much of real gusty east winds forecast by the folks who do wind forecasts for recreation. Again, that's on the river, so it stands to reason there's difference here. But right now, I mean, the high end is not very good for that fire. So hopefully everybody stays safe out there. Again, if you are going out, recreating, be really careful out there. Be prepared for anything, and keep in mind it's tinder dry. We're going to have hot temperatures, low humidities, and strong east winds. That's a bad combination, a really bad one. So be very careful out there in regard to fire. We can't emphasize it enough, and we mentioned with Matt, and really we've been in fire warnings for about 3 months now. And now we really hit the fire season itself. So be very, very careful out there. We will join you again tomorrow. For Cameron Eisenberg producing, I'm Mark Bailey. Talk to you then.
The Mid-Columbia Today Show is a public affairs presentation of Bicoastal Media Columbia River. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily those of the station, parent company, or of the sponsors. We welcome your suggestions for future shows. Call us at 541-386-1511. Listen to Mid-Columbia Today where you want. Follow or subscribe to Mid-Columbia Today wherever you download your podcast to get the show delivered every day to your mobile device.